shortly after. I left in 70, and then 72, I think 5th group was completely gone.
You were still in the service during that time?
No, I got out of the service in 1970.
Oh, okay.
The temptation to re-enlist there was pretty good because I had a $10,000 signing bonus if I would have re-enlisted, and there was no tax on it in Vietnam. So that was part of the temptation to extend my enlistment.
But you didn't take it?
But I didn't take it.
Okay.
I had a sweetheart at home type of thing.
Okay.
So the heart lost, the money lost to the heart.
Oh, okay. So you got out of the service. Where were you when you got out of the service?
I was at Fort Bragg. I left Fort Bragg and returned to Detroit, and I joined the Detroit Police Department, and I was there for 3 years, and then I went from there to the Drug Enforcement Administration.
Now, you, when you came back to Detroit, did you have a big welcoming party, or?
I surprised people.
Oh, they didn't know you were coming?
They didn't know I was coming. I surprised everyone. I didn't let anyone know. And I surprised the woman I was married to. And then, you know, she worked at the airport at the time, and I just walked up to her and said, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, she was a bit set back. And then I met my mom and dad, and Mom was at work at UD, and she was quite happy to see me. And Dad, when I walked in on him at the house, he started crying. So, yeah, I would say it was a pretty warm reception.
Mm-hmm.
And I had planned on going up to Montreal and vacationing when I came back. But when I came back, I decided that all I wanted to do was just unwind. I wanted to eat potato chips out of a bag, drink Coca-Cola out of a bottle, and have some ice cream. And I had just sat on my mom and dad's porch sometimes during the day and watched people walk by and things like that. And I only had one bad incident at home, and it was a kid I grew up with. He was a good buddy of mine, and he walked up to me and called me the baby killer and all that kind of stuff because I had a beret and all this. So that hurt because he had been a very close friend. But other than that, you know, I stayed pretty much away, and then I found, you know, other friends. One guy down the street I grew up with down the street, he had spent a lot of time in the service, and he got out early, and then he joined the police department.
How old were you at this time?
I was 24 when I got out.
Mm-hmm. So did you find you were trying to relax? So did you find that it was hard to sort of get acclimated back to normal life, so to speak?
It was difficult. My mom woke me up one morning and I grabbed her by the throat, things like that. So people, it was, you know, it took a while.
Mm-hmm. How many bags of potato chips did you eat, and how many Cokes did you drink from?
I had at least one bag a day. There was a drugstore down in the next block, and I would walk down and get a bag of chips.
That was sort of a medication to
that was a big treat. That was a big treat because the only thing we had access to were these tubular cans of potato sticks.
Oh,
and you
that's
put your
why.
hands in there and you get cut up. So to be able to open a bag up, in fact, my mom sent me a package for my birthday, which is in January, and the package got there, in the summer. The cake was quite hard. The chips were soft, but we did the best we could with it, and so we had a little party. You know, guys, your birthday? I said, yeah, in January. So it's almost like before the party rather than after. So, but you know, that was something I remember. Some things I don't.
Now, did you find that after a while that you could fit in, so to speak, with the routine of daily life and so forth? Or was it still real hard to?
Well, when I came out, like I said, I joined the police department. So it went back and right back into training paramilitary situation. So that part was fairly easy. I had a different view than the people who hadn't been in the service, who were going through the training, because they thought it was hard, and I'm looking at it like, this is a piece of cake.
Was this in Southfield?
No, it was the Detroit police at that time.
Detroit.
Yeah, the training facilities were at Palmer Park.
Oh.
And they since moved several times, but we would report in there, and they had a couple of classes at a time going through. But it wasn't much pressure or anything like that, as far as, you know, reading and recalling and things like that.
How long was this training period?
It was several months, because once again that ended in the spring. Can't recall exactly how long it was, but and then from there I was assigned out of the academy to the stress unit, which was Stop the Robbery, Enjoy Safe Streets, and I did that for a while, and I thought that a couple of the guys on the crew I worked with needed a little bit more training and discipline, so I left and went to 13th Precinct, which was on Woodward down by Wayne State, and I worked in uniform for a short period of time, and then I took on a crew as a car booster, which was plainclothes unit, and we patrolled the entire precinct area looking for, you know, high crime areas, looking for robbers, rapists, and all that kind of stuff. And so I didn't find that to be that difficult. In fact, it was pretty good, because the guys on my crew, Don, I knew, I grew up with him. He was a Vietnam vet, and Don had 3 Purple Hearts. Milt, he was a Marine in Vietnam. He had a Purple Heart. I was the only one without a Purple Heart. You know, that's it.
Lucky you.
I was lucky, you know. And then there was Jimmy Jackson, Fat Jack we called him. He was the civilian.
Oh.
But it was a good crew. We accomplished a lot. We got recognition from the people in the areas. We had a situation where I guess we arrested the wrong person. Something was a friend of the commander in the precinct, and we were taken off of that duty for a while. He left, and we went right back because the people had sent in written requests to the new precinct commander that they wanted us back, because when we were there, crime was down.
Oh.
So that felt good to be appreciated that way. It was a good crew.
How did you find that your military duty helped you with civilian